everyone, it's Jenny. Welcome to another video and thank you for joining me today. So I am using pieces of paper and some ephemera from both of my September and October hip kits. So just using both of them and having a bit of a variety to choose from. So at the moment I'm just going through my papers to see which ones fit with my photo and which ones I want to use. And so this one I was a little bit indecisive at the start, couldn't quite figure out which way I wanted this layout to go, but in the end I really like it and it worked out well. So I'm just cutting a square out of that piece of paper, which is from Crate Paper, the Notes and Things collection, and the piece of paper is called Reminder. And so I really liked the fact that it had the stripes in there because my son and daughter have got their stripes on in their costumes, in their poncho things. So this photo was taken on Friday night and they were going off to church youth group, and it was a Mexican fiesta night. So they ate lots of food and dressed up and played games and had lots of fun. So I love the photo of my son there with the moustache pulling the funny face, and I thought these were just awesome photos to use. So I didn't want to go too stripy, and a lot of the patterns in these this kit had lots of stripes, and if it wasn't a striped I didn't particularly like the other side of it. So I have decided that I'm just going to keep it to that one piece of pattern paper and fill some of the gaps with some die cuts. So I'm just going to be looking through my containers as per usual and finding stuff that works. So as you can see, I've pulled out my ATG gun for this one, so I finally got around to putting the new tape in, and I thought that it would be hard because I threw away the box with the instructions and it didn't have any instructions on the refill, but it was easy. And now that I'm using it again, I wondered why I had not refilled it before now, because it makes life so much easier. So to the left I've got the tags, a couple of tags that came in the September kit, and I'm just going to layer them up with a little piece of paper. So I brought that blue stripe in that I wanted to use around the photo that didn't really work, and I'm just going to add it to that tag, which brings that stripe in without being too overwhelming and without adding too much of another colour. And so in this one I wanted to keep the colours the pinky oranges, and I've done some accents of green as well. So I'm just sticking little pieces together as I go along, and I'm working one-handed at the moment, and I think this is when my daughter called me on the phone. So if you see me one-handed, it probably means I'm actually doing something else as well. So just working out and finding some elements that I can use to layer things up with. And I've already pulled that gold letter font off the sticker sheet because I knew that I wanted to use that one, and so I've already got it on the wax paper ready to go. So I wanted to add this camera, but I also didn't want to take up too much of that striped pattern either. And I liked the camera there, but then I didn't really like the placement then of the details. So you'll see that I get rid of the camera and decide just to go with the details. So I've got it there and I'm trying to make it work, but in the end I couldn't, so I will keep that for another time. So here is where I've decided, okay, when I put the details there without something underneath it, it looked too bland. So I've just grabbed these two little tags and they add some more colour to the bottom right hand corner, and they look really cute, and you can't see a lot of it because it gets covered by the details, but it gives more interest underneath that font rather than just being the plain piece of paper. So it just gives your eye somewhere else to have a look as it moves around the page. So I've just grabbed these little pieces here, and they suited well because the black and white photo, of course, is black and white, so I was able to add some more of the black elements or the grey elements into this layout without it looking wrong. So just sticking that tag together and having a look through these Teresa Collins chipboard stickers and trying to see what I can use. So I was looking for a little bit more of a gold element to add because the details is gold, and there wasn't anything else really on the page that was gold. So and in this layer I'm pretty much going along and committing, instead of doing it like I normally do where I stick everything underneath and have it all set out and then start sticking. I've just committed to it, and I'm sticking things down as I go along. If I like the way it looked, then I'm sticking it down. So I found these little arrow pieces, and they were in that Teresa Collins chipboard pack, so I've used them to add a little bit of gold there, and excuse me, and I had that little piece of paper, This Is My Story, to the left on that tag as well, and I just moved it up to the top next to the bingo. And I'm going to move that heart eventually, the gold heart, and bring that back over to the left hand side of the page. So here I am just sticking the page down because I'm pretty happy with that, and I don't think that I'm going to add any more elements to the page. And I've just cut off the branding strip, so I can't tell you what this piece of paper is called because I've cut the branding strip off, and as you can see I'm actually going to use it underneath the papers, and I didn't write down where it was from. I think it was a Studio Calico piece, but I can't be 100% sure, so I'm sorry about that if you liked that piece of paper and you wanted to buy it. So just having a look, and I wanted to put the orange in 3 little sections, so I've just cut the tag, the little branding strip down, and it all worked perfectly. So just adding another little detail down the bottom to give that a little bit more interest, and then I'm pretty much done apart from sticking the little branding strips down. And this video does cut out as well. I'm not sure what's happening with my iPad. It doesn't make a sound to tell me that it has stopped, and I can't see the screen whilst I'm making the layout, so I have to actually stand up and have a look. And so yeah, I'm just not sure, so I'm sorry that this one cuts out again. It at least cut out right at the very end. So the only thing you missed out was me putting on my black ink and showing you the close-ups. For some reason that didn't work as well. But I do have some stills at the end, so you'll be able to get the details of the finished bit, but it's just about finished. And you only, like I said, you only missed out on me putting on my black spots. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for, like I say every time, for your comments, for your likes, and just for your support. So I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye.